What's going on with your boy Lionel? Class of 2009, back with another episode of PVAMU, everybody. And listen, I got some special guests in the building this evening. All right, I'm gonna bring them up in a second. But first and foremost, you already know what we got to do. Got to show some love to the sponsors. All right. First and foremost, that's PV alumni Jeff McKissick. He's a Texas licensed loan officer with Fairway Independent Mortgage Company. He'll help guide you seamlessly through the home buying process. Many of us are unaware of our credit score, of our true financial situation, but Jeff will help you develop a step-by-step plan to improve your financial standing, making your dream of owning a home achievable sooner than you think. He understands your financial situation may not be perfect, but listen, that's okay. The sooner y'all start the conversation, the sooner you two can solve your problems. So don't let the fear of achieving new heights hold you back. Perfect from getting the home of your dreams for your hosting those PV watch parties. So get started now and taking the first steps towards your new home and the next big step in your life. Don't delay. Talk with Jeff today so you can be in your home tomorrow. And listen, once we find a home of your dreams, man, we got to hit up my boy Neil Harris, because when you're thinking big about your home purchase and want a thorough assessment of your biggest investment, you owe it to yourself to contact Big. That's Blueprint Improvement Group. Big provides home inspections in the greater Houston area and is owned and operated by proud PV mechanical engineer alum Neil Harris. He has experienced inspectors who use advanced tools and techniques to assess every aspect of the property from the roof to the foundation. So visit thinkbig.com and text 713-259-0673. Support the team that supports the team. All right. And when we're talking about the team that supports the team, first and foremost, y'all already know I got some special guests in the building because I couldn't do this on my own because we right on the cusp of doing something special. We got one regular season game left, and listen, we don't overlook nobody. All right, we don't overlook nobody. So we're gonna take care of this one that we got in a couple of days. But we got something special coming up. So I have to bring some special guests on because I think we got to talk to not only PV Nation. We got to talk to everybody's out there too. So we're gonna talk about this since 2009. But first and foremost, man, I got my guy Ty in the building. Ty, what's going on, man? How you doing? How's your evening?
What's going on, man? No, it's good, man. It's good to be back on the pod, man. Yeah, bro. Excited for this season, man. You know, work ain't done over yet, so I'm excited for this weekend, man, for the last home game of the season.
Yes, sir. And y'all already know, man. We got the famous. Some of y'all would say the infamous. You know what I'm saying? Cash Twins. How y'all ladies doing this evening? Because I know y'all got some messages to deliver this evening.
We sure do. You already know we do. Especially to thee. Thee can get to the back of the bus.
Wait, let's get the program started first before we start clowning.
hey, we definitely got to get it started, man. First and foremost, everybody checking in in the building. PV12 checking in, Miss Christina, you know what I'm saying, Mr. Malone, You know what I'm saying? Jared in the building. He say he see the twins. You know what I mean? Hey, aunties. There's a special connection between Mr. Isaiah and the twins, and you know what I'm saying, in the chat. So we normally have that going on. So we're gonna see how that goes tonight. But first and foremost, listen. Hey, we are, as we titled the show, since 2009, right? Not since 2021, because we've won the SWAC West before. 2021 we won the SWAC West. 2023 we won the SWAC West, right? But we said since 2009, right? Because there's some things that we've been doing this year that's not like 23, that's not like 21, but it's actually like 2009. And now some people out there may not remember what happened in 2009, but listen, that's the year we trickled on down to Birmingham and got the SWAC championship trophy, not just a division trophy. So I want to preface this whole conversation tonight and us talking about, again, we preview Mississippi Valley too as well, right? But we talk about the bigger picture too as well. Because listen, like the fans we are, we don't just got to take a game at a time. All right, we're not playing the game. I ain't a player, so I ain't got to take it a game at a time when I want to. Sometimes I can look all the way out. Okay, and that's what we're gonna do tonight. But I want to get from you guys, man. What are your feelings on the season thus far? Because there's a lot of things that's been going on, right? I think there's been some ups and downs. There's been some lessons, right? There's been some, man, we wish we can get this back. But overall, right, as we're sitting right now, 8-3 overall, 6-1 in the SWAC. What's your thoughts on just the season overall, how it's going?
Okay, let me start first. I've been wanting to get this off my chest. Let's be clear. Let's roll this beautiful beam footage back to the first episode. Because I believe a particular person from the raggedy streets was saying that we talking about PV. Oh, that's just PV. Man, you forget. Y'all gonna play Southern. Y'all got to play Alcorn. Who was the other one? It was Grambling. So y'all forget. I mean, y'all getting a little overzealous talking about y'all gonna go. What was 9-0? What was it? 9? It was something like that. And then I made the comment because I went back and watched that video not too long ago, and I said, could it be possible that we take it all the way and we take it to the championship? And could it be that it's possible that we could win? Why is that impossible? So let me say this. By right, Prairie shouldn't have lost that ASU game, because if you look and remember that replay of that quarterback when he crossed the plane, he actually dropped that ball, but they gave him the touchdown. So I had to get that out the way. But what I want to say is I'm proud of what they've done, because when I look at them from when they first started, they wasn't as cohesive. They were still trying to find their way and mesh together. But with each passing game that I've seen, the defense was on point. So we because we number one, they was on point, but the offense was they wasn't quite being as cohesive. Now, when you look at the teams that Jackson has beat and that Prairie View was coming up to beat, we put more points upside that head than Jackson did. Now, let's be clear. ASU has the number one offense. We have the number one defense. What Jackson got? These stakes, that's what they got. So what I'm saying, that's what they got. So here's my thing. I hope Alcorn bump them on up out. So, that's what I really hope. But if that don't happen, I think that PV, from what we've been seeing and how they've been improving and how Peters has been improving his throw game and them trick plays, get more of those in. The running game, they have an opportunity. If we got to go head to head with Jackson, they have an opportunity to shut that down and take it to Atlanta. If they stay cohesive, keep their heads about themselves, stay disciplined, don't be getting them penalties, don't be throwing no interceptions, and don't get in your head. Number one, get your behind up there, hit the gridiron, and all you need to be thinking about is taking that trophy home so we can get on to the Celebration Bowl. And that's what I got to say. And I hope you own this. I hope you own this podcast, because you talked a bunch of hot trash when we first started. But let's be clear, we in there. Go ahead, Tracy.
Hey,
We in there.
we in that thing.
We in it. I'm gonna say this real quick. You know, from the beginning when we first had the, did the podcast with you, Lionel. In my head, I'd already made up in my mind, PV gonna take the West. I just knew it. And the running game has gotten better.
Ooh.
Peters has gotten better. That defense is shutting it down. They reading that field like a MacBook up in here. So at the end of the day, I'm good. But for you funky tail bees, you wanna be bees, get to the back of the bus and go on because we're gonna send y'all back. We're gonna
To
do
the
a
bus.
repeat of 2009. It's gonna be a repeat. And whoever that one chick from that other podcast popping her chops, that's just okay, sweet. I hope we're gonna see if it's just PV. Go ahead, Ty.
PV competing.
How do I go after the Twins? You know, honestly, I'm gonna keep it short, but I'm gonna keep it real. Nothing that they've done this season has surprised me, besides the loss to Alabama State. This is why we got Tremaine Jackson, right? To be in this position, right? This is the expectation that he put upon himself when he came and took this job. But let's be perfectly clear. I give a lot of credit to AD Goff, not just for this hire, but look at what's happening along the whole sports realm, right? Look at our volleyball team right now with Dottie Hampton in their first year. Look at our golf team, right? They just won the SWAC tournament on both sides, the women's and the men's, right? So we're seeing an evolution of the changing of the athletics department throughout the whole entire Prairie View campus. And so football is the exact same way. You got Chase Bigman and LaMajor McDowell doing their thing. Cam Peters has gotten better. Of course, he had the 4 picks that he had against Alabama State. But again, this offense has not let up since then, right? We see what we did against Alabama A&M. We see what we did against Arkansas Pine Bluff this past weekend. This offense continues to get better. And for me, it don't matter who's on. I know everybody's been talking about our schedule and how, the West is bad and everything. We take care of business. We can't control other teams are bad. We take care of business. That's what we do. So we just take care of business. So that's what we have done. And I feel like we put ourselves in a great position to be able to compete for a SWAC championship and then head down to Atlanta and do what we got to do against Atlanta, whether that's Delaware State or that's South Carolina State, which that game is going to be
bananas.
You know what I'm saying? So I feel like we've done everything we're supposed to do, and we're only going to get better. Like that's what excites me the most is the future of this team going forward, not just for this season.
Yeah, I think it's huge, man. We're really doing some big things, and I think that's the one thing that you can see. And I think all three of you guys mentioned it. You've seen progress, game after game after game after game. That's why even sometimes individuals are bringing up games from early in the year, saying, "Hey, man, the offensive struggles, etc." Yeah, the offense was struggling. There were some things there was some kinks we was trying to work out. There was some things we were trying to put together, and I think we talked about it early in the year. On a preview show before the year starts, say, listen, the defense is going to be good, right? And I think we're going to see that really early on. We're going to be solid from the jump, and we have been solid from the jump. Have we been what we are later in this year? No. If we were that, we have a completely different record, right? Right now, if the defense has been what it's been later in the year since the beginning of the year, right? And so both, all 3 phases of the game has gotten better. And so that's something you got to be excited about because, again, and that's why you're excited for a game like this, because even when you think about what happened back in not just 21, but 2022, right, and having a game against Valley that has tripped us up in the past, I'm happy that we have a focus and a staff and a program now that's saying, listen, we're not looking past anyone. We're not at a place in our program where we look past anyone. First of all, we're going to never be at a place in our program to look past anyone because that's not how you win championships. You don't win championships by looking past people, right? And so, in the same token, right, and we're gonna take a quick detour and come right back where we need to. But I see Mr. Campbell in the building, making a statement right here saying he's just here to tell us that volleyball is gonna lose.
Don't lay down. Volleyball is not on the menu, boo boo.
I have to show some love. I want to pull a caveat, right? Saying showing some love to the 2025 SWAC championship volleyball team. Listen, say their name correctly, Mr. Campbell. This the SWAC regular season champs. All right, you know what I'm saying?
That part.
And so them girls have been building over the last 2-3 years to get to this point. Coach Dottie Hampton coming to get them over that hump this year, right? Not only win the regular season title, but they're going to win the SWAC championship too as well.
They really
and so
are.
Dottie Hampton, Coach of the Year, first team All Conference. Kylie Owens, right? She's been killing it her whole time here. We got second teamers, Demaya Hill, Ayana Sherwood, Mackenzie Taplin, and Layla Smalls, man. So first of all, shouts out to all of those ladies and what they're doing, Coach Hampton and what she's doing. And listen, they've only lost one game in the SWAC, right? Like you're talking about a 15-1 regular season. We're not talking about like barely making it, you know what I mean? Like only one loss in a year. And I think, man, they've only gone, I think in the SWAC, and I might be, and somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, I think the only game they went 5 sets in was that game they lost to Bethune-Cookman earlier in the year. That's the only game in the SWAC they've even gone 5 sets. I believe if I'm correct, right? Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong there, right? But majority of the time, man, they've been taking care of business, straight sweeps in many of these games, right? At the most, going 4 sets. And so this team is, man, they primed, they're ready. So listen, if you got SWAC TV, which everybody should have it on their app, on your computer, on your phone, you got to check them out. The SWAC tournament starts tomorrow, Friday through Sunday. So make sure you're showing them some love, right, by checking them out on SWAC TV. And by the way, listen, ever since I got connected and started watching the volleyball program more closely, right, when Coach Lindsay got in there, listen, volleyball is actually a fun sport to watch, okay? So if you have not had a chance yet to watch volleyball and be able to watch this team playing, how active they are, man, how excited, how they just encourage one another, and you know, have a chance going on the sideline, man, you gotta watch this team, man. And it's the perfect time because they're in championship mode right now. So make sure you locked in the SWAC TV starting tomorrow, right? And on through Sunday, because obviously they're gonna win the SWAC. They're gonna win 2 SWAC titles this year. I feel a Commissioner Cup trophy coming on this year for Prairie.
Liner. Let me say this. Since Steven popped off, I'm looking at this raggedy record they got. They done lost more than they won. Prairie done won more than they lost. So Steven Hirsch, go ahead, Liner. I just had to break that in. Go ahead, Liner.
Yeah, so it's and yeah, like Mr. Malone says, the game is at 11 o'clock, right? So make sure you check it out tomorrow on Friday. Listen, they just gonna take care of business. Let me make it clear.
Period.
Take care of business from the jump. They're gonna get the job done, right? And listen, you know, it's three games. They got 3 matches to get the championship, right? You know, it's only 8 teams that make the tournament in volleyball, SWAC volleyball. So they got quarterfinals, semifinals, and a championship game. That's how it goes, right? So quarterfinals started off, man. And listen, they were mad last year that they didn't get the job done because they felt like they had the team to get the job done last year. And listen, there's some good, solid volleyball programs in the SWAC, right? FAMU being one of them traditionally. Alabama State, of course, man, with that coach out there that's done an amazing job, right, with that program. So there's some good volleyball programs in the SWAC. But listen, this year is the year. You're taking it all the way, man. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, shouts out to the volleyball team. Listen, that's damn that raggedy record rattlers.
With that green and orange or whatever that is, Christmas tree colors.
raggedy record rattlers is crazy.
Raggedy rattlers.
So Todd mentioned that earlier, though, right? You know what I'm saying? So about the volleyball team, what they got going on. But that's it, man. Go ahead.
Real quick, shout out to Dottie Hampton because she inherited this team, right, after Coach Lindsay left and went to Memphis, right? And for her to come in and to continue to maintain this culture, this winning culture, and really just continue to propel this team, I give a lot of kudos to Coach Hampton, but also to AD Golf as well for hiring the right people in these positions, right? In these different coaching roles to get them to where they are to this day, right? We see, I talked about the golf team as well, but I mean, just seeing the immediate success that's happening within PV Athletics is just something that's great to see. And then for the volleyball team to have this, and Kylie Owens was the SWAC player of the year last year in volleyball, you know what I mean? So she's been killing it, right? But just seeing how this team has gotten even better than last year, I feel like this team is even better than last year. So I mean, I don't, you know, I'm sorry, but yeah, them Rattlers ain't got nothing over them Panthers. So I mean, you know, it's probably gonna be 3-0 tomorrow. I'm not gonna lie, it's probably gonna be 3-0 tomorrow. But
and you know, Hey,
listen,
boo babe. And I
What's
agree
up?
with you.
What's
But
up?
you know what? Speaking about AD Jeff, golf. I'm sorry. I don't know why I call him Jeff. Golf. That man, one thing I could say about him versus other ADs we had before, he came in, he understood the vision. He
Mhm.
saw the vision, he understood the mission. I think past ADs were just like, I don't think they really understood the assignment of the vision and the when we say Prairie View produces productive people. He came in because I remember Tracy and I hemmed him up last year. I ain't gonna lie, we did.
In Tallahassee, we sure
And
did.
and I told him, I said, look, we got to correct the course in who we have in this athletics department. I said, because the cohesiveness of the vision, we not seeing it. And what I'm seeing now, even with how Prairie View in the sports across the board, how they just killing the game, I'm like, this is the first time I've ever seen us, as a whole, where the vision, you can actually see them following the vision. Because before, if you don't have a mission and a vision to follow, you just gonna kind of do what you gotta do. And plus, too, us as the football team, we got tired of always staying in the middle, even though we would go and take the West. But we was always in the middle to where we had to be in a tiebreaker situation. We just got tired of that. Like, it's either all or nothing. And the thing I like about Tremaine, with Tremaine, it's all or nothing. He takes nothing less. And I respect that attitude, because even when they show the little video clips on Facebook, how when he's singing and doing the things that he's doing,
He uplift that team.
yeah, I can't do nothing but give the man respect, because he's turned this whole football program around. He made me believe again. So it just
make you a
made me
believer.
believe.
Made you a believer. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Cooper in the building saying the good bros. You know what I'm saying? The good bro. Listen, we had a few seconds where we felt like, man, that record that Mr. DeAndre said a while ago was gonna get broken. But I think it's a little safe now. I think it's safe. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Rockwell has been killing it, but he needed a little bit higher level than what he got last game in order, I think, make it actually attainable. So look like that's gonna stay around for a little bit longer. But listen, and Mr. Malone here says FAMU volleyball is off this year. Last year they were good. However, I think PV is just better this year. Yeah. Listen, at the end of the day, man, the volleyball tournament can go a lot of ways. It's just like the basketball. You know what I'm saying? Where it's one game and you're done. So at the end of the day, man, the ladies have to bring their A game, because all these teams we're talking about, right, are championship caliber and level teams. And I'm correcting myself right there. It's three matches that they went 5 sets in out of the 16, right? But again, amazing, right, to see kind of how they've gone through the SWAC season. And I mean, multiple matches, just sweeps, and really see them really get the job done, man. So I'm excited to see them handle business this weekend. So make sure y'all check them out. Again, first match is tomorrow, 11 o'clock. Go ahead.
Hey, what's up? I want to say, I want to shout out Cooper, man. It's always good to have our former players tapped in and paying attention to what's going on. And big shout out to Cooper Rudog on the job that he's doing at Phyllis Wheatley High School, man. We have a lot of Prairie View Panthers that are coaching in the city of Houston, around the city of Houston, and they're pouring into our community as well as pouring into Prairie View by sending their top players to the Hill as well. So big shout out to Cooper for that, man. And so far his record is still intact, and it's good, man. I'm glad to see our former players still tapped in and doing their thing. That's what's up. And definitely big shout out to Brandon Bell for constantly engaging our Prairie View football alumni, because we need them. We need them to be involved and tapped in.
No, that's what's up. And listen, Coop, man, hey, listen, if you want to jump on and share your perspective, man, of what you're seeing right now, because obviously, you've been in the trenches. You've seen it firsthand, obviously being on the field. So, man, hey, listen, you just hit that link, man, and just come up and share your thoughts and perspective too as well, because obviously it is very valuable, you know what I'm saying, to us as PV Nation. And again, like I say with Coach Northern's on, right, it just helps us to be better fans, right? You know what I'm saying? And that's a part of what we want to do too as well. So with that said, man, I wanna kind of shift gears here and get back to football. Again, not overlooking anybody. First and foremost, we got Valley this week, right? You know what I'm saying? So let's kind of touch on that really briefly, right? And then we're gonna look at the big picture. I'm really happy, and saying that to say, because I'm really happy because we know, all of us should know, Mississippi Valley is the reason that we ain't talking about 4 out of 5 of the last SWAC championship games we've been in, right? Yeah. They clipped us a few years ago to keep us from going to a SWAC championship game. Mm-hmm. The reason that Southern has made it to 2 out of the last 5 themselves. Mm-hmm. And so the fact that, hearing kind of coaching how he framed it as far as like, listen, not only just that, we're getting the guys focused and we're going to make sure we locked in for Valley before we go to the championship, but the whole mindset of like, we are nowhere in a program to where there's even a thought process that we can overlook anybody, right?
Right.
That's a completely different mindset and framing of everything. And also the fact that you add the caveat of championship programs don't overlook anyone, right? That's not how you become a champion. You become a champion by winning today, right?
That's right.
Not by winning something that's going to happen 3 weeks from now. And like I say, Coach talks about how he's teaching about life through the games of football. Man, that's just a life lesson, I feel like, y'all. I mean, I'm going to give it to Mr. Proctor first because I know you just joining us, man. But, man, what's your thoughts when you hear kind of Coach frame that way, especially knowing the history that we've had over this since COVID, right? Being only us in Southern, essentially out the West. Yeah. Being that we've got clipped before, being that we've seen ourselves have a game like UAPB that we dropped on national TV. How does that make you feel to hear that, especially coming off of 2 blowout wins? It's almost like you would get used to. I think that, man, that we're gonna hear something that's almost will put us in a position where, man, these guys gonna get comfortable, but you don't hear nothing that leads you to see it in that manner.
Yeah, man. I think about it in this aspect when Coach T-Jax first got hired, he talked about and he spoke about alignment from the president to the AD and to himself as the head coach. So that was the year that we were going to the SWAC championship was Bubba's first year, and we had just gone to the SWAC championship the year before, and so we were in first place in the West. We had the game against Mississippi Valley at Valley, and we ended up losing that game. But more importantly, and a lot of people forget, that A.D. Reed had gotten fired right before that game.
That's true.
And so that put our department, I'm sure the coaches and the players, into a tailspin going into Mississippi Valley. So when you talk about a team being on a championship run and right before their game to go to the championship, the actual leader of the department is terminated, right? That derails everything. And so when Coach Jackson speaks about alignment is very important. And so that's what comes to mind. We don't have to worry about that now because things are aligned and we are in a much better position as far as administration is concerned to help us get the job done. And that makes a world of a difference. And so we dropped that game, and then the next thing you know, other teams went, TSU ended up being, they were about to go, and then they lost. They blew their lead. I think they had a 21-point lead against Alabama A&M. Yeah. And then somehow Southern was in third place and ended up going to the SWAC championship. Right. And that was crazy. So that happened that year. But then even the year before that, Eric Dooley was our head coach, and we were we clinched the West, and we played Valley. Yep. And it rained on the yard that year. and and that was the game before we were going to the SWAC championship, and we lost to Valley that time. So so we've had some. Valley has actually gotten us in a couple situations that I can vividly remember, and it's not going to happen this year. We're going to give Valley, and we're going to keep moving it and go ahead and win that SWAC championship, and then go to the Celebration Bowl and get busy in Atlanta, and bring both of those championship trophies back to the Hill. That's just what's going to happen.
Oh,
You better speak on. Go ahead, Boo
Come
Bay.
on. Oh yeah, it's going to happen.
You better explain that. But I want to
It's
say
going to
this.
happen.
So beat this. When you say, Mississippi Valley, they clipped us or whatever. You right. You absolutely right. But you know what I think? This is my theory. You know what I think it was? God. You know what kryptonite is? Them green jerseys was the kryptonite.
Look, the devil had that pitchfork and he got us with the
But I also do believe what happened is that how sometimes when you look at a team that's on the bottom and you go in there and you say, "Oh, we got this," and then when you get too cocky, you get too comfortable, then you notice like, oh, they playing for real. Now, when they start playing for real, now you're in your head because now you start making stupid mistakes. And when I watched those games, I said, Tracy, there's no reason why Prairie View should have lost that game. Just like when they lost against Pine Bluff, was it last year? Yeah, I think it was last year. So there's no reason. I said, but the only thing I can surmise is that they went in with the mindset of how most people did with us when Prairie View was on their losing streak. Oh, that's just Prairie View. That's the easy win. They went in with the mind, oh, that's the easy win. And they found out real quick on any given Sunday, you take it to the gridiron, you can get beat. And they found that out. And what I like about Tremaine is that what you said earlier, Tremaine is like, you gonna hit the gridiron like this is you going in to play. This is not we got this. We going into battle. I don't care what team it is. With each team we're playing, we gonna pick them off one by one. We're not concerned with this team over here. We're not concerned with what we did yesterday. We're gonna pick this team off right now because this is who we focus on, and that's what I like about him. And I just believe with the way Tremaine keeps them on tunnel vision. I don't care what nobody say. They're laser focused. And the way that I've been watching how this, like we said earlier, this offense has been improving. I'm going to tell you like this. This last game they played, and when Homeboy was through that trick play, no. I like the loss. No. I got to say this, and I know y'all saw this. How about in the fourth quarter when he threw that ball, old boy from peanut butter, that's what I call him, almost caught the ball, but he got sticky fingers, and old boy was there at the right place. I'm like, wait, rewind that.
It's so funny when Carl was interviewing, Cam Peters, he was asking like, man, what would you think? He said, man, somebody must have been living right.
I was like, what?
Yeah, he was living right.
I'm just loving. I'm having the best time of my life this year watching this football program because it's a whole different vibe and whole different scene. And then there's some big boys out there, but baby, that defense when it's time to come in and handle the business, they handle the business, and I'm gonna need for them to handle the business against and shut them down quickly. Don't play with them. Don't play with it. But we're going
to not play. You have to be there and handle business. You have to execute, stay focused, defense on the defensive side of the ball as well as the offensive side of the ball, and special teams. I love the fact that we've been doing so much better with our special team coverage.
Yes,
and that's a huge part of the game that we have to do well. And also we've been doing well without turning the ball over. That's also very big and important for us to maintain.
Yeah, man. Just wanted to bring this up, right? Because, and I think this is huge, right? And again, the title of this show is, man, since 2009, because we've seen a lot of things. One thing that was clear in 2021, right? I think when we talk about the last 5 years, right? I say the 4 years previous to this year, the best team I think that we had was that 2021 team. And even that team, you can see late on in the year, on injuries, right? The depth of that team wasn't where it needed to be. Two, just the alignment wasn't there, right? Because even when you think about the fact of how we scheduled that year, we clearly didn't schedule thinking that we was going to have an opportunity to get to the SWAC championship game, because it just the alignment is off. The fact that you put a Texas A&M game that late in the season, just doesn't make any sense, right? So again, we mentioned it a little bit earlier. You know what I'm saying? The alignment, right? The alignment wasn't there, right? You know what I'm saying? Between administration, coaching staff, what we need to do, and then at the end of the day, man, the team's mind didn't stay focused and connected throughout the end of the season. And so we dropped games going into the championship game. So he wasn't building momentum into the game, right? We literally were having a bad November going into the championship game with a team that, by the way, early in that year, we were, I believe, 7-1, and we were receiving votes for the FCS top 25. So make it clear what a program was, what a team was that year. At one point, we were literally, I think, sitting at, I want to say 6-1. Might have been sitting at 6-1, right?
Yeah.
I can pull it up, right? I think we were sitting at 6-1, and we were receiving votes, right, for the FCS top 25 at one point. And then you got to realize how the rest of that year went, man. We literally just went downhill and didn't take advantage and wasn't building momentum into the championship game. Because we ended the year 7-5, right? So I believe we were sitting at 7-1 at the time, right? And so 6-1 at the time. And so then we had the last 3 games, lost to Alcorn by 2 points. It was a very good game in Alcorn and Mississippi, right? So that was a really good game that year.
Was that the game where we had the where they said it was a fumble? And we were preparing for the field goal.
Yes.
Was that in Alcorn?
Yeah, so Alcorn always pulls out the tricks and the tip. You know what I'm saying?
You mean they were down in the longest yard? Okay, I got you. I got you.
We had the A&M game. Then we lost to Valley, right, 24-19, before going into Jackson. But when you look at that game, right, again, that was out of the last 4 years championship games, that was the most competitive championship game, and that was the year Dion was there, right? I mean, you held Shedeur Sanders to under 100 yards passing. I keep reminding people this all the time. Like, the defense we had played really well, right? It was the fact that our offense just couldn't connect, right? And that's when we lost that game, right? And so now, saying all that to say is simply this. Since 2009, that was the last time we went 5-0, undefeated in our division, right? We've beat every team on the western side of things. The last time that happened was the 2009 championship. The other thing that happened that year, the last time we won 9 games. Because see the peak point for us in the last 4 years has been 7 wins. Man, we just eclipsed that last week. Got to 8. We win tomorrow. I mean, we win in 2 days. 9 wins on the year. Last time we did that, 2009. And listen, when we win the SWAC championship, the first 10-win season, man, I believe this will be the first 10-year season actually since the turn of the century, right? Yeah. So we have the opportunity to do some things that are special, and this is also why every game matters. This is why this game is not just game like, oh, it doesn't matter what happens or what goes down. No, man, listen, this game really matters. And also you see that FCS number 1, the least passing yards allowed in the FCS, man. We're top 10 in the defense in that category, right? And so we're literally building something special, man. What I mean, Ty, when you see kind of this kind of connection to what we've done in the past, but I know since you've been on the yard, right, you've seen some very competitive football teams, right, throughout the program since you've been there, right? But when you see kind of now that we're doing some things that are literally in line with what we did last time we won a championship, how does that make you feel, man? What mind frame does that even put you in?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. It's a really great feeling, right? For me, there was a reason why I became a season ticket holder for the first time this year. And it's because I believed in what Jermaine Jackson was doing, and because of his championship pedigree and the things that he's done in the past. But I mean, if you look back at the numbers and seeing what the 2009 team composed of, and then seeing what this team has done, I mean, how could you not be excited to watch this team compete? At a high level. Again, regardless of what the record is, I'm not gonna lie to you. That Texas Southern game at the beginning of the season taught me everything I needed to know about this team in the first game of the season. Right, being able to go over 90 yards down the field and score a touchdown, to win that football game. And then we're talking about what happened at the State Fair Classic in Dallas against Grambling as well. And we saw what Grambling did at Jackson. You know what I mean? And so it's like every time that we had the opportunity to be able to win the game or being able to put ourselves in a position to where what I felt like in the past was PV always had to wait, right? We always have to be like, oh, like we got to hope this team loses so we can get in. We took care of business ahead of time. Like, hey, if we win this PV game, we can just go straight to the SWAC championship. We're not gonna wait and hold off on anybody else to make sure to see if they lose something like that. Now we do got a situation to where we're trying to hope that some people win because what I'm saying, who wouldn't want the SWAC championship on the hill? You know what I'm saying? But I mean, just seeing how this team does not take any game off, right? And I feel like in the past we seen how we're only worried about the SWAC getting beat up by Abilene Christian, getting and all these other teams. Nichols State has whooped our tails as well. But seeing them being competitive, even that UTRGV game, I know people have been talking about that. Oh, this is the first year program. But seeing how we competed in that game, and even against Rice as well, when you're seeing the level of competitors starting to go up, as far as them not, competing against anybody and not just, wanting to just be a good SWAC team, but trying to be a really good SDS program, this is the results you're going to get. And like I said from the beginning, I feel like this is the start of something great, with Jermaine Jackson at the helm of his football team. And so, like I said, I'm not surprised because, again, I saw it when I went out to that spring game, this past spring. And I said the discipline was just different. The way they were talking, the way they were reacting. I just seen something within this team. And so again, this is some amazing stuff that we're seeing. And what I'm saying, I just can't wait for us to finish it off, this phenomenal season.
Yeah, because we're gonna finish it off. And I just want to get into, look at a couple things real quick, and then I'm gonna give the Cash Twins, the floor because I know they had some messages for, a couple people they want to put on that. Because I see the comment here. EA says, honest, have you beat anybody with a winning record? Now, see, the thing is, there's a thing called Google. There's a thing called PVPanthers.com. So I don't like doing things for people. You know what I mean? As a teacher, I don't like giving answers, right? I help lead people to answers, but I'm not going to give you answers that you can get on your own, right? You know what I'm saying? So I'm not even going to answer this question, but I am going to answer something that's connected with this question, right? And first and foremost, if you see, just looking at the records, right? And so if EA could just simply, kind of read the screen, by the way, because, he's asking a question that you can see the answer to by just looking on the screen. But anyway, listen, Prairie View 6-1, 8-3, SWAC West, right, have wrapped that up. Jackson State 6-1, 8-2, Alabama State 6-1, 8-2. And so again, this game, Jackson against Alcorn, is huge because, listen, if they drop that game, they give Alabama State a shot to come in and be able to get to the SWAC championship game. Again, Alabama State plays UAPB, in 2 days. And so that's a chance for them to get in. But when you talk about strength of schedule, and I got to shout out Big Z, all right? You know what I'm saying? That's Mr. Peters, all right? Mr. Cam Peters' dad, right? For shooting this over to me. And I told him, like, hey man, you didn't help me out because I actually was gonna pull this up later today, but you already did the work for me by shooting it over to me. So I just want to put on the screen on wax for Mr. EA and everybody else. This is strength of schedule for all the SWAC teams, right? And you got to think, right? Look at who Grambling State. They played Ohio State this year. Obviously, that strength of schedule is going to be a lot higher than everybody else because they played Ohio State, okay? Look at Mississippi Valley, right? Who they played? They didn't play the Tarleton State, right, which is a top 5 FCS program, right? I think they didn't have multiple FCS games this year against high level FCS competition. I think a BCU right played 2 games against FBS opponents as well. So when you look at the overall strength of schedule, right? You know what I'm saying? This is what the strength of schedule is. Now, that 106, hey, I know in the future we need that to get higher, right? And it will be, because we're going to be playing some games against some teams like a Tarleton State, like the Abilene Christians, the UTRGVs,
SFA,
Coordinate Words, right? We already got some of those games on the schedule. So that strength of schedule is going to come up. I'm not worried about that at all. PV has been very competitive as far as who they've decided to play. The reason the strength of schedule is as low for a lot of our teams is really because our teams ain't good. Our teams have been bad, right? This year. But now when you talk about a team being bad and not playing nobody, I'm just trying to. I mean, Mr. Proctor, Doctor, can you help me out? Because maybe I just don't understand numbers. Because last time I checked, 106 is a higher ranked number than 114 last time I checked. But people keep saying we not playing nobody. EA is in the comments saying we ain't played nobody, but listen, 99 ain't that far off from 106 last time I checked, right? Neither is 104. So at the end of the day, can you help me to maybe understand why in the world would people even argue about teams playing anybody? When you even just look at these numbers and schedule, don't most of us play all these teams in the first place? Ain't we all playing these teams right here?
Thank you.
Look.
Oh, we talking about Prairie View. I forgot. We talking about Prairie View. We ain't talking about Jackson. We ain't talking about FAMU. We ain't talking about Bethune. We talking about Prairie View, because according to them, we live in a dust bowl because we're in the country. According to them, that 63 million we got went through Texas A&M before it came to us. According to them and SWAC, Prairie View is the lowest of the totem pole. But I stopped by to tell you, don't be mad because we have a I can't say, I got these aligners in my mouth. There you go. Don't be mad about that. Don't be mad because it's our time. Don't be mad because we running parallel to 2009. If you look at the coaches, they kind of favor each other, don't they? Think about that for a moment. Think about it. They running parallel.
That's hilarious.
The discipline, the players we had is running parallel. So here's my thing. These Black people in SWAC, they love to come for Prairie View. But I stopped by to tell you, it was a time when y'all couldn't win a game win a championship for Prairie View. It's our time now. Let us have our time. Let us do our thing, because see, a lot of y'all that's talking about these different teams, Jackson ain't that hot to trot if we really want to tell the truth, because they took their butt all the way to Las Vegas and got what? Beat. Excuse me, beat. So I don't want to hear it. GSU of all people. And let's look at the strength of game. 114, what was it, 35? And you went up there and got beat on the Las Vegas Strip. What? Okay. I don't hear you talking, so hush. So my thing is, what I'm getting tired of, and I'm talking real. What I'm getting tired of is them trying to downplay PV all the time. And from what you just stated earlier, PV is kicking tail and taking names in all the arenas. So people need to come off that mess trying to act like PV is the low of the low. Stop all of that.
Why? Who do you even represent? Because are you listen, man, I just hate when HBCU people don't use their degrees. It just bothers me so much. It bothers me when y'all don't use y'all degrees. Son,
yeah, I mean, because if you look at it,
nobody ain't played nobody, son. What you talking? Based on your logic, nobody has played nobody. Who's your school and who have you played? Please let me know.
And last I checked, I mean, as the standings currently are set, Texas Southern is 4-3, Grambling is 4-3, and Alcorn are 4-3. Those are winning records in the SWAC, and we beat all three of those teams. So if you ask us what teams have we beat with the winning records in the conference, that's 3. So I mean, I don't even know what else to say. I
And
have
then
no
we
idea.
wait a
what
minute,
else to say.
Proctor. Didn't we mollywop FAMU last year?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did.
Yeah, mollywopping good. You know,
Yeah.
it's time out for them acting like PV
Well,
don't have
what happened is this.
Yeah.
This is what happened. In the preseason, all of these podcasters and the HBC and the SWAC family at large, they thought that Southern was going to be this dynamic team. They thought FAMU was going to be this dynamic team. And what ended up happening is they didn't see FAMU on our schedule. So they said, oh, you're not playing FAMU, so y'all have a weak schedule. Well, FAMU has struggled this season, and then Southern has struggled this season. So that threw the strength of schedule argument out the window, right? And then Alcorn has turned it on late in the season, and then Grambling has turned it on late in the season. So it's all about when you play teams. These people like to just look at the current,
That's
3
the
weeks
thing.
ago,
Yeah.
or
There you go.
instead of allowing the season to play out and then looking at the strength of schedule, right? Because as it now stands, Prairie View has played one of the strongest schedules in the conference because Grambling ended up beating Jackson State. They ended up beating Bethune-Cookman, and they beat somebody else, Alabama A&M, I think it is, right? Texas Southern has quality wins. So when you look at it, Prairie View's strength of schedule is going to get even better because of the wins that we have, and the teams that we played have won those games against those Eastern opponents. So all of it is fugazi, man. I don't mind people talking noise. It actually makes for great entertainment. As long as we bring the trophies back home, I'm with it. Now, last thing I want to mention about this strength of schedule stuff. When you look at it, Prairie View played Texas Southern at Texas Southern and won. We went to Alcorn and won on the reservation. We went to Southern and won at their homecoming. We played Grambling up in Dallas. How many teams in the SWAC have played those squads, have played that type of road schedule? Close to none.
And now, at the beginning of the season, the Southern game was supposed to be a big game. The Southern game at the beginning of the season was like, oh, y'all got to go to Southern at their homecoming.
Yes.
That's what now that whole narrative has changed, right?
Absolutely. And we played at Alabama A&M, right? So when you look at our road schedule this year, you can't say that we played a soft schedule because we were on the road. So what happens next year when that schedule flips, right? You're going to say it again, Prairie View has a soft schedule again. When we have Southern at home, we're going to have Alcorn at home, we'll have TSU at home. Then what? So you can't have the same argument every year. Give us a break, man.
But you know what? I got to say, I'm gonna let you say something, but I gotta say this. You know, when this all started, I literally have prayed. I prayed. I went to God and I prayed. I prayed for this team. I prayed for that coach. He has done. You know, I talked to Jermaine because I was gonna make sure I connected with him. Sure did. And I said, "Look here, man. Damn it, you gonna talk to me?" But my thing was, I had to just tell him how proud. I had to congratulate him. And I just said, you know, from the very start, I just knew this team was just special to me for some reason. I can't quite explain it, but it was just special to me. And with that being said, like Boubet said, you know, don't mind people talking and stuff, but at some point, you got to give credit where credit is due. And Southern, you said, you know, they kind of struggled my behind. They died. The funeral is going to be next Saturday. There's going to be some slow driving with some lights on. So let me just say this. I'm proud of PV because, like I said, they with the defenses they already came out thrashing, but that offense,
they have impressed me these last few games. Because one thing about PV, they have to warm up first. If you really pay attention to them, it seems like this has always been a thing. When the games start, it's like they get into that warm-up phase, and you be like, I'm gonna need y'all to pick it up. And then it's like all of a sudden with this team, after they get that little warm-up piece out the way, it's like they come alive and they just go ham on these teams. But these last two games, they was just going in. And I was just sitting up here like, Wait. I could have watched 2 more hours of them playing. Like I'm that dead serious. That's just how much I'm into this team this year. Literally. And I was like, wow, I'm impressed. I'm bumped. The Lord works in mysterious ways, honey. All I gotta do is take it to the Lord. He gonna answer my prayers.
Hey, listen, this the comment right here. Hey, this the comment right here. PV family, why are we wasting time clapping back at the PV haters? Y'all knowing the real fight is the person that's scared who talks the most. We've been saying
we make jokes. We make jokes, baby.
We've been saying that, by the way. So we definitely understand. But I did want to go through and look because I just like to get some clarity right now. I would say if I had to choose a schedule in the SWAC, that I say, hey, this schedule was a solid schedule this year, just overall, right? I would say I liked FAMU schedule because you had a North Carolina Central on that schedule. They also had a chance to play. I think they played Howard this year, right? In the MEX, was it MEX SWAC? No, that was the OBC, right? You know what I'm saying? And then they also had the FBS game. So I like that schedule, right? You know what I'm saying? Of course, don't really like the Albany State game per se, but it ended up being good. That ended up being a good game because Albany State ended up being good as a D2 program, right? They ended up winning that championship. So that's what made that a great game. But overall, I like FAMU schedule, right? You know what I'm saying? If you talk about any schedule in the SWAC, I'm gonna look at FAMU schedule and say that's a solid schedule. I look at Valley schedule too as well. Say they had a solid schedule, right? But obviously they're playing their schedule for different reasons than any other program. But they had a solid schedule. They played a lot of good FCS programs. But when we're talking about the top of the SWAC, which again we look here, Prairie View, Jackson, Alabama State. I don't even understand what we're talking about schedules because ain't none of those two teams have anything that's impressive on their schedule that makes you say, man, this team has a better schedule than. I mean, people. I guess they're making that argument because they think Bethune-Cookman is a good football program. I guess that's what they're thinking. Because on the east side, or maybe FAMU. We just beat FAMU 31-12, and they're a worse program this year than they were last year, right? So what's the argument on FAMU? I mean, it doesn't make any sense. Look at Alabama State schedule real quick, right? UAB, that's a good FBS program, solid jump up. They're not doing well in general, right? You know what I'm saying? In their side of things, but that's an FBS jump up. You got Southern. Well, we play Southern anyway, so does that even matter at the end of the day? Shouldn't matter regardless. We play that team. You play Miles College. Miles College is 3-8 on the year, 3-5 in their conference. Not a good D2 program. And it's a D2 program, right? Then you got FAMU, who was at the Bube talked about it earlier, how you also got to look at when you play teams. FAMU was trying to get their feet under them at this time, right? It's like they just started out round 2, round 3, and they still trying to figure out if they're going to be in this fight or if they're going to get knocked out. They wasn't yet with their feet set under them. But again, are they a great football program? No, they're not a great team this year. They're an average team. They're 5-5. They're average. They don't have a winning record. Right? Bethune-Cookman, because I guess they put a lot of points up, people thought like, oh, they were scoring 35 points. This is a good football program. No, they're not. It wasn't a good football program.
Yeah, Bethune-Cookman had a run where they played Valley, they played Pine Bluff, and they played Southern, and they put up 30-plus points a game, and everybody got excited.
People said they were good.
And then they played Grambling and lost.
Regardless, and that's the thing, right? They wasn't looking at who they were playing. They said, oh, man, look at how many points they're putting up. Yep. They're a good football program. Bethune-Cookman, man, hey, listen, they got an opportunity. They got a shot. But listen, they wasn't a good football program. We look now overall and say that's not a good football program, right? They played Jackson. The one team, listen, one or two teams with a winning record this year that Alabama State has played. Okay, they lose this game. Alabama A&M, again, they were putting up points. But who did they beat early in the year? You know, early in the year, Alabama A&M was everybody's pet team. But they had only beat Tennessee State. They had beat an Alcorn team who lost to Northwestern State at the beginning of the year. Who did they beat? But again, they would say, "Oh, Alabama A&M was a good football program," until now they're brought back to reality, and it's like, no, they're not a good football program, right? So again, doesn't have a winning record. Prairie View, they beat us. That's the only winning. That's the only win they have against a team with a winning record. They beat Texas Southern. They beat Valley. They have UAPB left and Tuskegee. What's so special about their schedule that you want to argue with me about my schedule? I mean, there's literally nothing special with their schedule. But I'm not gonna stop there. Let's talk about the right. That's what you call them, twins. You call them D, right? You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about D.
Hey, tell them go argue about the attendance. They always argue about the attendance. Go ahead.
We're gonna start off with the Hampton Pirates, right? Because first of all, 28-14, that was, this game was a lot closer than what it should have been in the first place. And we're talking about attendance. Wasn't even nobody at this game, right? You know what I'm saying? So now, according to Jackson's right standards, ain't nobody's at this game, right? Now, they are 2-9 overall, 0-7 in their conference, right?
Yeah.
Because they're in the CAA. Hampton is a bad football program. They're not good.
Hold on. Let's go back. Hampton's 0-2. Hampton's 2 wins. They beat Norfolk State and they beat Elizabeth City, which is a D2 team.
And they almost lost the game. They went to overtime.
And they almost lost. It was 27-20, right?
Yes.
So other than that, Hampton may have won one game. They beat a D2 team in Norfolk State. Come on, man.
and they're going to lose their last 2 games, right?
Wow.
They lost to Howard. Look, think about it. Howard is also not a good program, right? They're not good. They lost to Howard 34-7, right? Hampton did. So again, they're not a good team.
No.
Then you played who? You went and played Southern Miss. Again, FBS step up. Cool, right? Doesn't really matter what they are. It's the FBS step up, right? I take it. Tuskegee is bad in the D2 ranks this year, right? They're bad. They're worse than Miles. You got Southern. We play Southern. Shouldn't matter. We play Alabama A&M. Shouldn't matter. We play Alabama State. Shouldn't matter. We play Grambling. Shouldn't matter, right? Again, FAMU, who again, they're just a middle pack program right now. You got Valley, and you play Bethune-Cookman, who again they're not a good football team. So and then you got Alcorn. So that's why I say, y'all, the whole argument, everybody's trying to make the argument based on the fact of what? Because ain't played nobody out of conference. Alabama State ain't play nobody out of conference. Jack State ain't play nobody out of conference. Which is why, you know what it says on here? You know what it says here on the strength of schedule? That they at 114 and Alabama State at 104. Because guess what? They saying you ain't play nobody. When they look at the strength of schedule,
we went ahead.
The whole argument is based on FAMU and Bethune-Cookman. That's it.
Imagine what our schedule would be if we replaced UTRGV, which is a very respectable team in the Southland Conference, with Hampton and got that win. And then we also would put Tuskegee on our schedule and got another win. So imagine where we'd be sitting right now with our records.
Yeah. Listen, it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. It's just yes, we play Bama State next year as well. So we're gonna go to Montgomery next year. He said y'all too scared to play the schedule we play.
Boy, bye. Move on. Don't even entertain. Go to bed. We ain't got time for the
Hold on, what schedule you talking about? Jackson's schedule? Who? Where is he from?
He talking about FAMU.
Oh, FAMU schedule. Oh no.
He's from FAMU.
In fact, we appreciate playing Howard. Yeah, I think we take that game. We take that South Carolina game as well. We play that. T-Jack will play any team. Trust and believe.
And ain't no schedule gonna matter during the SWAC champ. And this at the end of the day, like I keep saying this too. It don't really matter at the end of the day, right? And I just don't understand why HBCU people don't use their degrees. You can't use conference games in your schedule. I don't make the decision of what conference games I play year in, year out. So the only argument we're talking about is our out of conference games. That's it.
Lionel, you missed one important point too to make.
Child bye.
And that is Jackson State is only playing 11 games this season, and Prairie View is playing 12 this season.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So not only do we have a tougher schedule, we're playing more games. That's a major part of the conversation that nobody is talking about. You have two, 3 bye weeks in your schedule. Come on, man. What again, it doesn't matter, but it matters if you're going to talk about it. Then let's talk about it.
That part.
EA, you can't go find not one clip, not one chat clip, not even one video clip, not one audio clip of me anywhere saying PV the top dog in the SWAC.
Never.
You can't even find that, right? Only thing I've said is what the numbers say, which is I made posts saying Prairie View has the top defense in the SWAC right now. And then everybody started making posts about why I shouldn't say that we got the top defense in the SWAC, right? But again, people just be saying stuff. And the thing I find interesting in this space, right? In this HBCU space, because HBCUs a lot of church going folks. You know what I'm saying? A lot of church going folks, HBCUs. But listen, HBCU people make up lies quicker than it's crazy how I've heard so many people make up so many stories or say how, Lionel said this on PV versus Eric. I'm just like, where they getting this stuff from, right? You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, like Mr. Campbell, let me pull up Mr. Campbell's statement again. It don't matter, right? The only thing that's going to matter is what we do to y'all on December 6th, okay? But before December 6th, we ain't worried about December 6th.
That part. We're worried about Valley right now. We concentrating on Valley.
We worry
Let's
about
get
November
Valley
6th.
out the way. Then we'll talk about this. The problem is too much salt being thrown. That's the problem. They mad because they not gonna make it to the SWAC championship.
That part.
Get your life. Don't nobody care about y'all playing Bama State. We did too. Don't nobody care about you playing North Carolina Central. We did once and whooped they behind in Atlanta. Remember that, Boo Bag? Because you was at the game.
All of them.
We getting ready to play Jackson State if they don't get beat, which I hope. Are they playing in Alcorn?
They playing
No,
in
they're playing at the vet. They're playing in Jackson.
See, I was kind of hoping they'll go to the longest yard so the refs can go ahead and get paid to cheat them out that game. That's one time I'd have been happy. But I tell you what, this is Auntie Tracy coming to the mic right now. For all you naysayers and all you haters, you better get your forks and knives out and cut that steak. Because guess what? Prairie View A&M going to grill it up and serve it to you, baby. So get your life and get over it because you're going to be all right. I was being mad because y'all didn't make it to the top. Knock it off. Congratulations.
No, what it is, we proved our point from day one. When we said what we said, we came in with a belief system. We got a structured team this year, and we didn't back down from what we said. We said what we said. We said, hey, we said we were gonna go undefeated this year, but we did. But here's the point: we're not tied with anybody in SWAC West for the first time in a long time. We're not tied. We won it. It's done. We got it.
My frustration is this: the conversation gets, it's a lot of traffic in the air. We're talking about strength of schedules. That shouldn't even be discussed. We're talking about other messy stuff, attendance, which is just another slight. When in reality, we should be talking about these players, right? We should be highlighting these receivers and running backs that are having great performances week in and week out. We should be talking about these offensive coordinators and defensive coordinators that are doing great jobs throughout the conference, and talking about the sport itself instead of all of this messy stuff that really has nothing to do with the game. And so that's what kind of pisses me off about it all. Like, man, why talk about what the attendance was at Alcorn and a Southern game when you're not going to talk about what Tolbert did in his performance when he was throwing that rock, or Sewell running the ball for 135, right? It's like, come on, man.
135.
Let's highlight these players and get them some attention and spend time doing that rather than trying to be messy.
He ran for 135.
No, I don't think he ran for one. I'm just saying as an example.
Oh, okay.
You know,
I don't think he ran for 135 in that game. In fact, I think in the past few games, I think he's been nicked up. Their second string running back has really shown up lately for them.
You talking about this same? You talking about this same tool? This one? this one? I'm just my bad. I'm just confused because I'm just trying to make sure we're talking about the same guy. Because what I find hilarious is that people keep saying our defense isn't like that,
and we're shutting people down. And you're right to that point. Talk about our defense, right? Talk about how you shut down league leading rushers or league leading passers instead of this other stuff that gets caught in the conversation.
And we consistently are keeping teams under their average, right? Every team you want to talk about. Look at how much you gave up to them. Look how much we let them score. Yep. So even if you want to use the same games at the end of the day and say, because again, we all play 8 conference games and we're playing similar teams, we've allowed less points in those games. We've allowed less yardage in those games, less rushing yards, less passing yards. Our defense has played better against those teams. It just is what it is, right? You know what I'm saying? And so I don't understand where the hating of it comes from, other than the fact that, like my man said earlier, you hate what you're scared of, right, and what you fear. You know what I'm saying? And so let's just use these last few moments, right, to highlight some of those players, because that's another thing that has been frustrating is to hear the talk of, well, this team doesn't have talent, right? You know what I'm saying? Well, we got a good team. We don't have talent. Man, how do you got a good team? You ain't got no talent. That don't even make sense, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, you got a team, ain't got no talent. So, man, Ty, man, I want to throw it to you. Man, what are some guys that you've been seeing this year that you just want to highlight for the moment as we kind of close and wrap it up, right? That you want to bring up and maybe shout out what maybe some guys maybe that you guys see as well that are guys who have a chance to be all SWAC performers or maybe should be all SWAC performers. I'm gonna start off with you, Ty.
So the first person right off the bat has to be Trevor Randall and what he's doing in that safety position, right? Getting all these tackles and things like that. That's a baller, man. Like it seemed like every time I see a tackle or something like that, he's always in the midst of he's always there, around the football. On the offensive side, Chase Beekman has to be somewhere on the all SWAC team this year. What that man has done as a true freshman coming in at Prairie View, I mean, man, he's only a freshman too. Like that, he's only going to improve that much, that much better. But I mean, like, those are like the two guys that stood out to me. I think Rockwell probably deserves to be on, all SWAC as well. I know he did. He had kind of a slow start to the season. He had some couple breakout games right the last couple weeks. But that's somebody that's becoming a reliable target for Cam Peters, right, as well. But like Trevor Randall and Chase Beekman for sure, and even LaMasia McDowell as well. I would say those three would be like my top 3 guys, like for sure, that have done a great job on our team this season.
Yo, Lon, I gotta ask you real quick. I don't even know this white boy. I think he white. He play offense.
No, hold on, no.
Well, he real light skin.
He real light skin.
Either he real light skin or he a white boy on offense. I don't even.
The tight end, one of the tight ends.
Ethan John.
That's it.
Ethan John, yeah.
You know what? I got to say this. I haven't seen too many white shadows on any HBCU that's playing like that. Sorry. Say it. I'm getting emotional. I'm serious because here's the thing. I'm serious. When I watched them when they played Alabama, A&M, and then they played Arkansas.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I couldn't sit. I couldn't even sit and jump because I was just in awe with the way they was playing. Like I was so calm. Like I wasn't up there hooping and hollering like I usually do. And when I'm looking at this white boy, I was like, what? What? I said, man, come on.
I almost feel like I'm looking at when they played last week. I feel like I was looking at and forgive me, y'all gonna get mad for y'all people. Y'all gonna say this and y'all gonna have something slick to say. But I almost feel like I was looking at the NFL when I was watching.
We do have another tight end, Hickman too.
I know with a Hickman, Kickerman, whatever he did, whoever his name, he did that. I'm like, and the strength that the strength. But I gotta give it to I'm always on the quarterback, and I gotta give it to Peters because he just really just showed up and showed out. He showed up and showed out. He led that team, and I'm just like, man, he had maybe a couple of mishaps, but by the grace of God, it was it was recovered by us. But Cam, he really he's been shining for real.
He wasn't in it. Peter wasn't in his head these last two games. I think when he played up against Alabama, when he was throwing those interceptions, I think he ended up in his head because I was watching him when I was just watching. You know how when people make a mistake, the first time it's like, okay, brush it off. Then he did it again. I think after he hit that second interception and they zoomed in on him because I was watching him, he was just like, it looked like he felt defeated. And me and Tracy said he's in his head. He's in his head. He needs to get out of that. And he never did because he threw 2 more interceptions. And I think I'm pretty sure Tremaine, when the game was over, he probably took him aside and had a heart-to-heart conversation with him, stern but yet loving, heart-to-heart, to let him, hey, we make mistakes. But Peters was just, and then the penalties that we were getting, I'm like, what are we doing? We need to regroup, and we need to regroup quick.
Yeah.
But when they came out that following week, it was a total different makeup of that team. It was totally different. Peters came out, he was focused. I like Ocho too. And it was just like, I said, are we looking at the same team right now? Because it seemed like they just couldn't quite catch up. They couldn't quite catch up. But these last 2 games, I saw something totally different. And I just love how the way Tremaine handles them from the sideline. I love it because he's so calm. Is that man married? She looking for a husband. The hell I am. Hook up. Hook up. I just no. If he's single, no.
Yeah,
I'm being nosy, really. No.
I have no idea. You know what I'm saying? That's a different channel for a different time. That is so hilarious.
But anyway, but yeah, I like I said, Cam, he really did his thing last week.
And if they keep that momentum,
the little freshman you were talking about, that little boy.
And I like how they fight to get in that end zone. I like how they fight they way in that end zone. That right there,
they never gave
boy,
up.
They can have 10 of them on and they just keep pushing. They keep pushing. I said, oh, I like that. They got that dog fight in them. If they keep they do that after they mollywop Mississippi Valley. I'm claiming that mollywop. They do that against Jackson. It's gonna be done. They gonna have to come in. Forget a cat fight. This is a dog fight at this point. They do, and they keep up them. I'm just gonna be like, look over at the stands when they say the fat lady has sung game over PV1. I'm gonna look over there like, where Jackson go? Are we in a repeat of 2009? Them stands sure enough empty quick. I think it's gonna be a repeat because we're getting ready to upset somebody because we are the underdog. That's how they view us. And yeah, I want them to have the notion that PV is going to lose the championship. I want them to think that because when you walk in with that notion that we are not going to get it, you just may be surprised. But I think PV going to take this, and I think we're going to take it all the way. I just have this feeling. That's just what I feel. If I don't feel that way, I'll tell you I don't feel that way. But I told you day one when you had us on here, what did I tell you? I told you we was gonna take it to the championship. Yeah, I said, and I never let up off of it because I saw what was right before us. Even though we had a slow start, we were winning games. The cohesiveness, like I said, wasn't quite there with the offense. Defense came out with it, no doubt. But that offense, once they got them together, they are more gel now. Yeah. I'm loving it. See if they trust each other now. First, I don't think they really did. Right, but now you see the trust because I told Tracy the way they just did their trick play.
that wasn't nothing but total trust. Because when he got
and the
stopped,
thing is,
he threw that
they
ball.
getting better toward the end of the year, and people aren't paying attention to that, right? Like we talk about, I always talk about paying attention to the games and seeing the ebbs and flows of the games. How did things happen? When did they happen? It's not just, oh, the score was 31-17, but like, why was the game? It's different when it's 31-17 because you're on the 2-yard line and it's the last play of the game, and you end up, the receiver dropped the ball and it goes into the DB hand and he run it back 100 yards for a touchdown. That's a completely different 31-17 from you scored a touchdown at the end of the game to make it 17 points. Two completely different games. Completely different, right? So you got to pay attention to the ebbs and the flows of the game and the ebbs and flows of seasons. Earlier this year, we were talking about how this team couldn't score. Everybody saying they couldn't score. Everybody at some point was saying, man, we couldn't pass the ball, which how could you see the first game of the season and come to the notion that we can't pass the ball when we passed over 300 yards and went down the field on a 90-yard drive, passing the ball through the air? Like, where in the world would you even think that, right? We were obviously clearly trying to see and decide which direction we were going to go in, which quarterback would give us the better chance of winning the overall season, right? And so when we made the decision to move with Cam Peters, what have we seen? He's put up numbers in the last and we got to shout him out, right? Just like we shouting out Eric Zachary. I saw Sid put it at, he definitely should get all SWAC 9, right? We talk about Chase, talk about Josiah Rockwell, right? And Andre coming on. But Cam, he's going to finish with the second most all total offense yards in the SWAC next to Andrew Body.
That's right.
If not clip him if Andrew Body doesn't play, right? So that lets you know, even he hasn't even played a full allotment of 12 games, and yet look at the numbers he's been able to put up. He's going to throw for over 2,000 yards, has a chance to even have 20 touchdowns through the air. It only would be him and Andrew Body, right? And so even with him only getting the time that he's got, he's most likely going to be second team all SWAC at quarterback.
Yeah.
And I'll say this
also, I have to speak about the O-line, right? Because Cam Peters isn't as successful as he is without the O-line being there. And he hasn't, I don't think he's been sacked in the past 3 or 4 games.
Only 5 sacks given up on the year, I think, total in the O-line, right? O-line
that's huge. That's the O-line. You have to give them some love. You also have to give Jones some love at the tight end position. He's a 6'6" tight end, but he moves like he's a 6'1", 5'11" wide receiver. He's that talented. His hands are great. So, you have to show love there. Sterling Roberts in the middle. He's probably one of the top 3 best middle linebackers in the SWAC. When you're talking about running a 3-3 defense, that middle linebacker position is so important that he's controlling everything that's running up the gap. And so when you talk about having one of the best run defenses in the SWAC, that middle linebacker position is the main factor in that situation. Of course, we have Eric Zachary, and our DBs are just phenomenal because they come up and make so many tackles in a game that it makes it difficult for teams to do much of anything. You can't pass on them, and then you can't run on them. So also Kennedy Parker, Marshall, we just have so many players that are just overlooked from week in and week out that are making phenomenal plays that people don't talk about, but the numbers speaks for themselves. So I just wanted to shout out some of those players, and especially that O-line because they're special, and our D-line.
They have put out some plays that I'm sorry, but they have put out some plays that I've seen that has really been so impressive that I've never seen plays like that before from PV, and it's just like, wow, that's like, I mean, it's impressive.
This is just a different team, period. Let's just go this because when you look at the Bubba McDowell era, you pretty much got the same. You just got the same. It was like, when you gonna adjust? You up in the stand screaming, losing your voice. You see he about to throw left when y'all gonna adjust defense, and this is what he's doing. But that was that. We stayed in the middle of the pack. We got tired of that, and then now you got TJ. This is a totally different team. This is a totally different staff. It's just different. And
the football team as a whole, I mean, we're not finna sit up here and name everybody, but what I will say is that all of them deserve their flowers because
Mm-hmm.
all of them, when they hit that field, they coming to work. They just like, hey, we got to come to work. We got because that you could tell that's what Tremaine instills in them. Hey, when you come here, you coming to your job. You coming to get down and do business and go to work. If that ain't what you about, if you ain't about that life, I don't want you.
Yeah.
You can tell he's about that business, and I like it because Tremaine, he says what he means. He means what he says. He don't have to go into a bunch of highs and lows, but they getting the job done. And you could tell Tremaine is putting time he's putting time in those players the way that it needs to be done. And they coming in saying, hey, we here, we have arrived. We come to do a job, and once we do that job, it's gonna be on to the next. We ain't concerned about
And
what
it's
happened.
not, it's not just T-Jack. It's because my season tickets are right behind the bench, right? So I get to see the OCs and the DCs and the other coordinators, the O-line coaches, the DB coaches. They are all engaged.
Yeah.
They take no time off during those games. They are fully engaged. They are fully aware. They have these players locked in throughout the game, and I love that because.
But you know what's beautiful about that?
Yep.
When you look at the head, and then you look at everybody up under, because see, your body is good as your head, and if your head is raggedy, everything else gonna fall apart. So the head, and then everybody. And I 100% agree with you, Boo Bear, because I do be watching them on the sidelines, and I mean they got it like they structure it. They you know what, the staff is so invested in those players. They getting a return. We are getting a return on the investment. We really are. And baby, what's up, pretty Ty?
Hey, I'm gonna go to. I got a caller. Keep it up, fam, man. What's going on? Y'all let me know if y'all can hear the caller. Can y'all hear him? Hold on, let me see. No, they say that. Hold on, let me see how I can get him on screen real quick because it's saying they can't hear you. Hold on.
Well, while that's getting pulled up, I'm gonna just say this: like, honestly, I love what the Twins said. I love the in-game adjustments that have been made throughout this season from this football team. Right? We saw how sluggish they came out against Alabama A&M, and we saw how they flipped the script after that first quarter. Right? A lot of things that happened in the past, we didn't see a lot of in-game adjustments. We saw a lot of the same things continue to happen, expecting a different result. But even at the beginning of the season, right, when we had Cam Peters, and then he went to Tevin Carter, right, and then he went back to Cam Peters. Understanding his personnel, knowing that if this quarterback is in there, this is the type of system we're going to run. And then if Cam's in the game, we're going to, operate like this. But just seeing his in-game adjustments and finding different ways to win a football game this season has surprised me the most, right? A lot of people feel like you should win a game by a dominating factor. Of course, we had a sluggish, rough victory against Alcorn, but guess what? We found a way to win, right? We always found ways to win. You know what I mean? And of course, we all talk about the Alabama State game. That's one I definitely wish we would have won. But when it comes to this football team, they found ways to win when it mattered most, right? Even what we were talking about earlier. Like, in the past, we had to always rely on somebody else to get us into the SWAC championship. This year, we weren't playing that. Like my boy Mick said, no recess. We were playing no games. You know what I mean? So it's like just seeing how this team is, right, and just seeing how they just mean business. You know what I mean? And I get, everybody's want to talk about, us and the 12 fans and how we're talking. We're just really proud of our team. And sometimes, people may say we're arrogant and stuff like that. I'm gonna talk about my team because I know what my team used to be, and I see how my team is now, right? And I know some people want to see our team, and some people want our team to fail, right? Which is fine. You know what I'm saying? I got no issue with that, which is fine. But understanding that me seeing where our football team has been the last 5 or 6 years and seeing what this team is doing this season, you cannot be doing nothing else but be impressed with everything that's going on this season and going forward, not just for this year, but the recruits coming in locally as well.
No, for sure, man. Go ahead, keep it up, fam. I think you should be on now.
Y'all, can I hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, they can hear you now.
All right, here's my question, right? What would Prairie View do to implement a plan to basically beat Jackson State in the logo? Because I don't think people necessarily get it. See, before the season started, I had Jackson State winning the championship. I already had that pre-built. I said, okay, Jackson State's going to repeat, win the championship. Prairie View will win the West. Prairie View goes to Jackson. Their season ends in Jackson, Mississippi. So far, so good. As far as the MEAC champion, I had NCCU, but of course, things went south. I didn't see the hires of Michael Vick and Deshaun Jackson coming into play, but I knew one of them two teams would knock off one of the top dogs, whether it be NCCU or whether it be SCSU. And of course, Delaware State is one game away from going to the Celebration Bowl. All they have to do is beat South Carolina State, and it'll be Delaware State versus the champions or the winner of the SWAC championship game, which would be Prairie View and Jackson State. Of course, I have JSU winning that game. My question to not only just Prairie View, but everyone, because I keep reiterating this, and it seems like people aren't getting it. What are you going to do to beat the logo, the brand of JSU? Because those players already know that they have skills position players that are just better than everybody. They know that they could just put their weight on everybody, and there'll be no one to pretty much match them because they just outskill you. They can outweigh you. They can constantly pound, and nobody will be able to stop them. What will Prairie View implement to stop them? Would it be trick plays? Would it be the pass? Would it be the run? What plans do they have to beat the logo, the brand of JSU? Because they're not just playing the players, they're playing the brand. Okay. And it's going to be hard for Prairie View, right, to try to do to Jackson State what they failed to do against Alabama State and against UTRGV, LMNOP, whoever the hell that PWI is. But I digress. What are they going to do differently that they already haven't done and have failed to do against the better competition? What is the plan here?
All right, appreciate the question, man. I'm gonna go ahead and let Bube take that, but I just say quickly, right? We ain't playing a brand, right? Michael Jordan ain't gonna be in this game, right? So we're not playing the logo, okay? We're playing a football team, right? It's one team versus another team. But go ahead, Bube, because I know you want to take that.
Now go ahead, you can finish. I'll go after you finish.
Yeah. So first and foremost, right? I think the matchup, right, is even, right? When I look at Alabama State, I look at Prairie View, I look at Jackson State. Really, they're pretty much the same teams. Alabama State has a very dynamic quarterback, right, that allows their offense to go, and he kind of gets them out of a lot of trouble because he has the dynamics of his legs, right? But the truth is, they want to run the ball. Prairie View wants to run the ball. Jackson State wants to run the ball. All three of these teams want to play solid defense. That's the foundation of all three of these programs, right? They're not different. They're really very much the same, right? So when you talk about the strength of Jackson's defense, is, I'm not even saying the front seven, because I don't think it's the front seven, right? I really think it's the interior line is the strength of Jackson's defense. The weak spot of their defense is definitely the secondary, right? And we talk about Prairie View and the defense. I saw EA make this point earlier, right? He mentioned this a little bit earlier, talking about does our defensive line doesn't match up well against Jackson. I think they match up very well. I think the defensive line has done exactly what they're supposed to do, especially in the run game, right? They're designed to clog up, as Coach Northern talked about on the Sunday show. You guys got to call and watch the headset, right? To clog the A and B gap. They've been doing exactly what they're supposed to do. And then they're wanting to spill the runner off, right, and get it cleaned up. by either the linebackers, right, or those three high safeties that's dropping down, right, and coming up hard in the run game, because all of our DBs are coming up and putting their hat on heads in the run game. We don't have DBs that are scared to tackle, and so it's going to really be a matchup of strength on strength playing against Jackson. But I think that people aren't paying attention to is the fact that the real matchup is not our defense and Jackson's offense. And again, it could be Alabama State, because the truth is, I don't know which team we're going to play. I don't even care which team we play, right? We're going to be whoever there. You know what I'm saying? But I think the matchup that needs to be paid attention to more is our offense versus each of these teams' defenses. Because our offense is starting to click and is gelling as we get into the end of the season. And we're going to be able to put points on the board. That's going to be very, very key. People are not giving our offensive line credit, which, according to all the numbers, Pro Football Focus and all that, is a top FCS offensive line in this conference. That's just what the numbers say. That's what it's telling us, right? And we see it on the field by the protecting of the quarterback, the least amount of sacks allowed, but not just that, but they're opening up the holes in the run game as well. And so all of our running backs are actually getting off. And so when you have that dynamic, the reality is, I know we like to talk in this space and talk about our teams and things of that nature. The truth is, it's going to be who plays the better game that day. That's the reality of the situation. Alabama State, Jackson, and Prairie View are not 10 times, 20 times, whatever you want to say, better than another. This is not in previous years when you've seen a team in this conference say, man, that team is clearly and by far the best team in this conference, right? The truth is, that's not the reality this year. The reality this year is all three of these teams can win the championship this year. The question is, who's going to play the better game that day? Who has the better game plan on that day? Who's better situationally that day, a la Alabama State on that last call, right, against Jackson State? Who's better situationally there, right? A la Prairie View against Alabama State, right? On that, we didn't like that second down call, right, with the reverse that got you deep, right, and they missed the field goal. That situationally, who's better? Because all of these teams really are that close. That's the reality of the situation.
That's true.
So obviously, Prairie View can win this game. But Boubet, go ahead and you give your thoughts.
My thought is this: and me watching Jackson State, they've had one thing that has bailed them out time and time and time again, and it's something that we will definitely have to prevent from happening, and that is dynamic special teams play. Somehow or another, Jackson State figures out how to return a kick or return a punt that completely swings the game's momentum into their favor. So if we can force them to and prevent them from getting a long kickoff return or a long punt return, and force them to drive the length of the field, put their players put their plays, go through plays, allow us to scout what they're doing, allow us to catch up and put them behind the chains, then it's going to be a great game for us.
Yep.
If just last week they returned a kick for a touchdown, you see it. We made the mistake of allowing Alabama State to return a 90-yard kickoff return that put them back in the game. When we played TSU, that game against TSU was not close. But what happened? We allowed TSU to return a kick for 85 yards that put them back in the game. So our special teams, they just cannot give up that long return. We want our defense to be on the field to force Jackson State to run through their offensive plays, to impose our will and dominance at the DB position, at the interior line position, and force them to do some things that they don't want to do, and that is punt the ball to us and put our offense on the field. So that's my quick and dirty thing, because I agree mostly with what Lionel said, but we just cannot give up that long special teams play to them. We cannot do that.
Yeah. Keep it up. I'm gonna let you give your thoughts real quick, and then I got another caller. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just got a question, because I don't think y'all fully grasp or understand what I'm asking. What I mean by what are they going to do against the brand and the logo? So let me put it like this, right? Psychology. It plays a big factor when it comes to football and athletics because football just isn't physical, it is also mental. And when I say psychology, I mean by how long would it take for a coach to implement psychology into the players against players that they already know are more dominant and more physical than they are. In other words,
who knows
how
that they're
long would it take for
help me to
Tremaine
understand,
Jackson?
who knows that they're more dominant and more physical?
That
Let
part.
me finish. Let me
No,
give.
no,
Okay, I'll give
I
this
need you
analogy
to, I need
then,
you to
right?
answer so I can understand and
Before
stay on track real quick. Because you saying that the team needs to know how long do you need to implement psychology so that one team can know or understand that they can go up against a team that is more dominant and more that they know is more dominant and more physical. Which team knows that the other team is more dominant and more physical?
Thank you.
okay, but let me finish my point. Before a game gets started, hypothetically, we're just speaking. Purdue versus NDSU. Who wins that game?
What are you talking about?
Prairie View, the football team, versus North Dakota State's football team on a neutral field. Who wins that football game?
Hey, keep it up. We talking about SWAC championship or Mississippi Valley State on the
I get what
on
you're, but
22nd, right?
I
So
just ask the question because I'm finna go somewhere with this so I can
listen.
finish my point.
No,
Because I understand you have another
let's
caller,
let's
but I
get
need
to
to
the
make my point in order for
we
you
got to
to
get to the
understand the
point
full
because right
grasp
now
of
you're
what I'm
going in
saying here.
circles.
When it comes to psychology, who wins
Oh
the game
Lord.
You going in
between
circles
Prairie
right now. I
View?
need you to get to the point, right? Because we
No,
talking
I'm
about
not going in
Jackson
a circle.
State and Prairie View right now.
A question. I just need to answer the question honestly because I need to see if you're
Hey,
honest,
listen.
so I can be
I'm
able
gonna
to
give you
know
one
if you're
more. I'm
able
gonna
to
give you one
answer
more
the
shot, and we
question or
gotta
not.
go to the next caller, right? I need you to get to your point.
I just want to finish my point because I'm going somewhere.
So go ahead and finish your point then.
In the game, in the football game, on a neutral site football field, right? North Dakota State, the FCS champion, versus Prairie View on the same football field. Who wins that football game?
Bro, what are you
Is
talking
that your
about?
last statement? Because I got to get to another caller.
No. I just need the question answered
All right,
because
I'm
then
not asking the
I'm
question.
gonna
You
go
gonna make your
somewhere with
statement?
this.
I'll answer. Purview wins. Now what?
I just need my question answered. I need
PV.
honesty
I'm
here.
telling you, PV
I
wins.
can't go
Prairie
nowhere
View
if there's no
wins.
honesty
Prairie
in
View
none of
wins.
this.
Okay, what's your point?
PV
Okay,
wins.
you say Prairie View wins, but the
Yes.
majority of people will already know before the game even gets
Who
started
cares what the
that
majority of
North
people
Dakota
say? Keep
State
it
will
up.
blow.
All right, listen.
Charles, hang up
Who
this
gives
phone.
a
We gotta move on. We gotta move on to the next caller.
Thank
Shoot.
you.
We gotta move on to the
I'm
next
just
caller.
confused.
All right. All
That
right,
was funny.
keep it up. I gotta move on to the next caller, man. Because listen, you're not making no sense right now. All right, you're not making no sense. You're not making no sense. Listen, let me make something clear, right? Let me make something clear because this people versus everybody, right? Y'all must don't understand what channel y'all on in the first place. So let me reframe and give you the understanding of what's going on. This the channel that made the shirts and let y'all know we win the championship before the season started.
Come on.
Maybe y'all don't understand what show y'all calling into. Ain't no what psychology you talking about. We started the season off singing Atlanta, Atlanta, Atlanta. That's psychology for you. To get you in the mindset to understand what we're going to do. And matter of fact, Coach Jackson already told you he not just talking big, he's telling you what's about to happen. That's psychology. I mean, I just don't understand what you're talking about when you come in saying that one team knows that the other team is more physical. What? Based on what? Right? Then you want to talk and say, well, everybody else knows that this. Who cares what everybody else thinks or what everybody else thought we was going 5-7 this year. Did that happen? Everybody else said Southern's homecoming was gonna be a hard time for us to get. Obviously, that was a lie. So listen, man. I don't even know what you're talking about. I don't even understand what the point you was trying to. I was trying to let you get to whatever point you was trying to make, but you trying to create some kind of narrative. Listen, we trying to be. First of all, we want to be FCS good. Let's be clear, because that we already made that statement. That's why we playing Tarleton State next year. You think we got that game on the schedule because we think we're gonna lose the game? No, we going to win the game. They're a top 5 FCS program. Whenever we get to North Dakota State, or South Dakota or whoever else, Southern Illinois, don't matter. We going to win that game too. Listen, we were going to win the Rice game. Okay. So at the end of the day, I don't understand what your thought process is. I don't even understand the point you're trying to make. But y'all must don't understand the channel y'all call into in the first place. Ain't no psychology. First of all, ain't no brand. What brand you talking about? These are all crumbling dynasties. These are all crumbling dynasties. That's the brand. It's crumbled. Y'all a blockbuster. To me, y'all blockbuster. Okay? Y'all are going out of business very, very soon, and Netflix is about to rise. And if you don't understand what I'm saying, we Netflix and you blockbuster.
What? And let the church say, amen. Go ahead.
I'm trying to listen. You are Toys R Us. Ain't nobody coming to you to buy toys no more. That's what you are. You are a crumbling dynasty. And I've been saying that. I just ain't added y'all into the crumbling dynasty list yet. But listen, January 1st, 2026, you will be a crumbling dynasty. Okay? So,
boy,
I hope I made myself
clear. Pass the communion. It's time to pass the communion.
What you trying? But listen, let me go to our next caller.
You done made you mad.
Listen, they got me upset. All right. Can you hear me? Caller in 3676.
He hot.
What's going on?
Cool down, sir? Baby. Cool down.
Hey, what's going on, Mr. Peters? How are you? I mean, they say the psychology. They think our team think that they other people bigger, stronger, faster. I mean, smarter. I mean, what is wrong with these people?
That was funny. You can't hear him, Lotto.
Yeah, you can't hear him? Hold on, they can't hear you. Okay, there you go, Mr. Peters. Go ahead.
Hold on 1 second. Let me say this real quick to you. I appreciate you, bringing that topic up. I talked to you this morning about it. What's the guy named Campbell?
Mr. Campbell, yeah, he on right now. I see him in the chat.
Yeah, how you doing, Mr. Campbell? Y'all seem like a bunch of Trump supporters. As soon as y'all, somebody point out something that y'all wrong about, y'all move the goalpost. About the strength of schedule. Now, when it's pointed out that y'all are the next to last team in the conference with the last, the worst FCS strength of schedule, and then they still want to make the argument about who we played. Yeah. Make it make sense. Then the other thing, then they want to say, well, such and such lost their quarterback. No, you didn't lose your quarterback. We knocked your quarterbacks out the game. Our defense did that. You didn't lose him. He's up under the tent getting examined. That's where he is. He ain't lost. So, so it's like they want to move the goalposts. In war, don't you minimize the threat? We minimized the threat and got your quarterback out the game. Now, granted, we threw four interceptions against ASU, and we only lost by 3 points.
Yeah.
Only lost by 3 points. The other thing, if you dig deeper into the numbers and strength of schedule, if you look, South Carolina State and Delaware State in the MEAC have worse strength of schedules than JSU.
Yeah.
But all that you hear is what Deshaun Jackson team is going to do and what Tennis Berry's team is going to do. Who have they played? They're playing each other, and they're probably going to put about 30, 40 points on each other.
True.
So, all the strength of schedule stuff. Now, if you just want to say your team is better than us, okay, let's put it on the field. Yeah, the game has to be played. But stop all the strength of schedule stuff and y'all this and y'all that. You talking about something in the past.
Thank you.
Let's talk about this year. Your strength of schedule is ranked, what, 114?
Yeah.
Come on, stop it. Stop it. It makes you sound real. It makes you sound uneducated. They talking loud and ain't saying nothing.
Repeat that.
Yeah, Mr.
So I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say, and it is what it is.
Mr. Campbell is just saying why is he getting strays? He said he not in this.
No, but these guys always saying you in Jackson State. Who are y'all? Who are y'all?
Right, I got you. Yeah, I think that was EA. I think that was making a statement in the comments, and the other guys from
that was That was tonight.
Oh yeah.
I be
Oh, you
seeing
talking about from the other
podcasts
day, right?
and
When you
hearing that.
called in
Yeah,
to the show. Yeah.
yeah, I've been hearing all that, but now that the strength of schedule is actually pointed out, who have y'all played? Who has JSU played? Who has Alabama State played other than us?
Mm.
And Grambling went over there and beat two of your top three teams.
Right.
Stop it.
It don't. I mean, at the end of the day.
And like I say, if we play Grambling 9 times, we're gonna beat Grambling 9 times, and that's just my opinion, and I'm entitled to it.
Mm-hmm.
That's definitely your opinion. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Mr. Peters,
So,
you've seen the team the whole year. How do you see the progress? You know, from an offensive side of things, like because it seems as if what people are doing are holding us to, say, an Alcorn game, right? And saying, hey, well, we didn't have a great game that game, so that's what you are, right? Instead of looking at it as, hey, man, this is a team that's building momentum, moving step by step to get to whatever they're going to be. Like Coach Jackson always says, we're going to know what we are at the end, right? Not just at these points of moment. So how do you see it when you're looking at it, right? Because I know that you're honest with the ups and the downs.
if we go back to the Alcorn State game, that's when they finally made the switch back to Cam. Right or wrong, whatever indifferent, that's when they made that switch. I think it took some time for him and Coach Buckner to kind of get to know each other and what each other's strengths were. So, do you want us to peak at game 3 or peak at game 8 or 9? I mean, it's a process. It's a process. And we've gone through the process. We ain't cried about it. It is what it is. We've had some ups and had some downs. But in the end, if we win this game, we're going to be 9-3. Probably going to go to Jackson State. And hold on, let me say this too. The guy's talking about psychology. Let me put this psychology on you. How does a bully feel when you step up to a bully and punch him in the mouth? What do? They cower.
That's fact.
You finally stand up to a bully, and I guarantee you, Coach Jack gonna have them kids ready to play.
That's it.
You better believe it.
And
You will let me come in and finish the point or not? Because you cut me off before I could finish and ask the question because you already knew where I was going.
Who is this?
Keep it up, fam. I didn't never finish my point because I never got my question answered.
Sir.
Are you the one that was asking about playing a brand?
No, you're not hearing what I'm saying, bro.
No.
What I'm saying is,
hold on. I'm asking you, are you the one that was asking about playing a brand? Yes or no?
Yes, he was the one that asked about playing the brand.
Oh,
yes.
Okay. Well, as soon as you find a way to suit up a brand and put a helmet and some shoulder pads on them, we'll play them. How about that? That sounds stupid. That sounds stupid.
Keep it up, fam. I'm gonna give you a chance to make.
Man, this is ridiculous.
You gotta go straight to the point. All right. No, we ain't gonna ask no questions. We gotta go straight to the point. All right. I'm gonna unmute you, but you gotta go straight to the point. All right. Get your point out.
Man, we got the man rapper on the call today.
Oh, I'll listen.
All right. Go ahead. Keep it up. Go ahead.
More dominant, more superior team that's a champion with better skill position players, right? What is Prairie View going to do to implement player psychology to get them to believe that they actually have a shot when they don't?
Okay.
Baby, why don't you go ask Jermaine Jackson that question?
They don't have the money. They don't.
Shit.
So how you gonna make a team believe they got a shot when they don't? Listen, those two things don't even make sense in the first place, right? You want to make somebody believe they got a shot when they don't, right? You don't make people believe they have a shot at something if they don't, right? You make them believe because they actually have the ability to get it done. That's what you do, right? So, but man, what are you guys' thoughts on this, man? I'm gonna go ahead, keep it up. We appreciate the call, man. We're gonna let you go, but what are y'all thoughts on that, man? Y'all want anybody else want to add anything? The brand, the logo,
the have a shot. That's the part they got.
I do.
You see that something Rihanna put on them? You see that? You see how he did that? How you gonna say we don't have a shot? According to who? Or by you? Ronald switched that thing. Like, come on now.
Right. Now, I would say this to him. They're going to be 11 guys on the field at a time. Their 11 going to have to line up against our 11. Their coaching staff is going to have to execute plays against our coaching staff, and that's what it's going to be. And according to last season, we had the top-ranked recruiting class in the SWAC, in HBCU football. Those players are not coming out there thinking that JSU is better than them. That's your frame of thought. So there is no psychology going on in their mind. Trust me, those Prairie View Panthers are coming to Jackson, Mississippi to put it on J-State. Believe that. So clean it up, fix it. Also, the coaching staff, they are looking at this opportunity to beat J-State, to take the crown from the past last year champs, because we're not playing against last year's team. We're playing against this year's team. And the J-State brand, that this idea of a brand that you're talking about is no bigger than Southern's brand that we beat this season. It's no bigger than Gramblin's brand that we beat this season. And so we're going to beat JSU's brand this season if you want to talk about that. As far as Prairie View is concerned, there's no bigger brand than Prairie View. We started the SWAC. This is our league. We have the deed to the SWAC. Okay? So when you talk about the brand, we are the brand of the SWAC. This is our show. We don't take second fiddle to nobody, especially not J-State. So that's where we are with it. I'm not sure if you understand that, but that's our idea. But that's our psychology. So when you hear Prairie View talk, we talk about it because we know we started the league.
Hey, real quick before you go, Tracy, we got a Mr. Campbell sighting. You know what I'm saying? He wanted to make sure that no more bullets fly by his home. You know what I'm saying? So, Mr. Campbell, what's going on, man?
I just got to clear the record. I'm sitting up here minding my business. And I'm catching strays, talking about we Trump supporters, talking about FAMU, and you know, they ain't nothing. And Mr. Peterson came on my show. We treated him good, you know, with hospitality. And then I got to catch a stray. And listen, man, I'm the one that was on. Listen, man, Coach Jack would tell you, I'm a personal friend of Coach Jack. I'm one of the first people that gave money when he got on. And y'all right here giving me strays. Call me, man, you listen, man. Bro, I'm from Mississippi. Call me a Trump supporter, bro. That's all, man. Listen, that's low down right there, dog. That's real low down. You know what I'm saying? I help people sign with the vote and stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm part of the movement. You know? And you call me a Trump supporter, man. Listen, I just want you to keep me out of that now. EA, my FAMU brother. Now, see, listen, y'all got to stand by EA. See, don't let EA fool y'all. See, EA got Jackson State girlfriends. You see what I'm saying? So he go there, hang out with them. You know, they ban me. Certain Jackson State chats ban me. Lana know that. So I can't go to certain places no more. You know what I'm saying? Because I keep it 100. But, you know, the real Jackson State folks know I can go wherever I want to go. So some place I don't go. See, EA still hang out over there. You know what I mean? So he come out, say you want to show out on y'all. So, you know, so he can stay on and get good graces. You know me, I don't care. So that's just the way it is. But no, Mr. Peters, come on, bro. You know, listen. Respect your son. I respect the program. Everybody in Deep Prairie View folks know I've always given them their respect. You know what I'm saying? I have a good time with them. But look, don't confuse me with Rocky. Okay, maybe that's what it is. Maybe he confused me with Rocky.
Guilty by association.
See, that's what we get. See, I'm gonna beat. See, then now this is the reason why. Now I want to meet Mr. Peters because I know he's a great person. He raised a great son. Now I definitely come to Jackson now. I'm definitely coming to Jackson now because I just want to make sure that he don't make sure I don't have no Trump hat on. You know what I'm saying? That's the only reason why I'm coming.
Oh my God! You say you got no Trump hat, but you might got a Turning Point hat on.
No, we don't do none of that. We don't do none of that. You know what I'm saying? We just trying to, you know, we trying to get to, you know, see, because, you know, we do have a standard. You know, we trying to just get to 75 so we can get mad at Cozy for going 75. See, everybody can't do that, you know? That's true. So we all right. So I'm going to let y'all, you know, but just keep me out of it. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, you know, just leave, man.
Hey, Mr. Kennedy, you standing too close to Rocky. Rocky ain't catching strays. He catching direct shots, okay? You know?
You know? So I'm just...
you, Mr. Campbell, for
no, man, I appreciate y'all. I just had to call in because I just want to know why Mr. Peter just had, you know, did a drive-by on me. That's all I wanted to know.
Well, you know, sometimes when you're at war, man, you shoot first and you sort out the bodies later. You know what I'm saying? You just,
bro, that's straight collateral damage right there, bro. I'm like, man. Man, the shut up my escalator. I'm over there on the other side of the street. Minding my business.
Listen, you just trying to make it to D breakdown and do the wing. You're talking about the wing.
Yeah, just trying to get to the D breakdown. You know what I'm saying? I'm on the other side of the street watching the beef and stuff like that. And I'm getting caught up. You know what I'm saying? Truck that got shot up. Like, man. All right, man, I'm gonna let y'all go, but I'm gonna tell you this. Cash Twins, and we gonna have to have y'all on D breakdown. We definitely gonna need y'all to need that energy on D breakdown in a couple of weeks.
Hey, listen,
so I'm gonna work on that. But
that would be great. They can use all their colorful words over there too, because you know.
Oh yeah. You know we have no filter over there. We have no filter over there. And see, whatever y'all eat down there in Texas, we can have the wings or whatever y'all want to bring. Empanadas and all that stuff. Whatever y'all want to bring. You know what I'm saying? Whatever, man. All right, man. I'm gonna let y'all go.
Oh man, all right, Mr.
All right, Campbell.
That is so hilarious. Hey, he said them empanadas. Oh my goodness, that's hilarious. But yeah, he said he catching strays, man. Hey, listen, that's what happens though, man. When the war, listen, we at war with 11 other schools right now. We're like, listen, we just shoot. You got to either take cover or get hit, right?
That's it. But I just got a question though.
Go ahead.
When did D become a brand? Was it when Dion was there? Because when nobody hollering about no brand before Dion got there. So is that when they became a brand because of Dion?
I don't know. Lord,
I'm gonna need for them to get off the gas. I'm gonna need. Come on, Jackson. Y'all done got a biscuit above y'all breakfast. Come on down, because when we whoop y'all, Lana, make sure you have the twins back on here expeditiously. Because I got much to say to the brand. Man, that's all I got.
Man, Ty, you scared of the brand? You scared of the brand, man?
No, I'm not scared of the brand. I'm sitting back. I'm enjoying all this. This is a fun episode for me. This is a fun show for me. But no, like in my book, why are we going to compete against somebody that we're scared of, right? If that's the case, right? For me, you know what I'm saying? If Jackson State is so good, then how they lose to Grambling, right?
They nervous, baby. They nervous,
right?
Because when I saw that, I don't care if you got beat by 1 point, half a point, you got whooped. You got whooped in the final hour by GSU, not D. In Las Vegas at Sin City. How embarrassed. So let's talk about that. Did D brand go down when GSU whooped them? Let's talk about that. But didn't we beat Grambling? But hold on, did we beat Grambling? Okay. I missed something. I want to unanimous. Did we beat Grambling? I'm waiting. Yep. Yes or no?
We did.
Did we beat Grambling? Okay. That's all I got to say. They can talk that stuff all they want to. But let it be handled on the gridiron. That's all I gotta say. Let them handle it on the gridiron, because at the end of the day, I still feel like PV gonna take it all away. I've said it before and I'm gonna say it again. But let them handle it on the gridiron. That's all I got to say.
Hey, I just want to show a picture of the brand real quick. You know what I'm saying?
Angus B.
Forget you. The brand. All right. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta make sure we take care of the brand. You feel me? Hey, listen. Yeah. Somebody go to Chat GPT and get me a JSU brand on the cow, please. Like, please send that to me. Please send that to me. Okay.
Wait. Well, them J steaks, them steaks, them J steaks. Let's get. I need some ribeyes. So hey, let's get the cut.
Hey, listen. That's one of them. That's one of the PV cows. Listen, we own the brand. Listen, we cow tipping all night. That's what we do. They talking about we scared psychology. We been cow tipping. We've been preparing for this for years.
Who's scared of JSU? But my boy Proctor, my boy Dr. Proctor. I love it, boy. When you said we are the founding fathers of swag, that's our brand. Respect it. I'm like, no, that's a shirt. That's a t-shirt. No, Proctor got me when he said, "Oh, who gonna beat? Who gonna win? PV gonna win." I'm like, you better claim it. And for my boy Lionel, he was a little hot up on the collar. I'm like, well, Lionel say, you must remember who showed this. You better talk.
I mean, it just don't. I don't even understand what he's trying to say, right? I just don't even get what the point he even trying to make. It's like, You prepare a team. If you've seen what Coach Jackson has done with this team from the beginning to now, right? From spring ball and them, going through and having got. I mean, even now you see it in the warm-ups, right? Like the same. I don't know if you remember the reel they made earlier in the spring season where it's like win.
Yeah, we saw that.
Win. And they on beat, on clap, right? We're still doing that even now, right? That's psychology, right? You know what I'm saying? That's getting your mind to understand, like, hey, this is the goal, this is what we're shooting for, this is what we're aiming after, this is where we're going, right? So you can see how the talk is around the team, right? With the coaching staff. You can see that that's the mindset, the thought process. This is why even coming to this point of saying 8-9 wins, that's something that's attainable, but also that's something that, hey, we're setting up to where that's an expectation. You got people who come back to this program. He said in the last coaching show, come back to the program and say, y'all ain't win 8 games, y'all ain't win 9 games. Because that's like, how you win 8 or 9 games? That's just what we do, right? At Prairie. That's psychology, right? So I don't even get what he was really trying to say, or the point he was trying to make. You know what I'm saying? But listen, you've been on for a good minute, man. I appreciate you all for jumping on the logo people.
You out of order, Boo Bear. Boo Bear, you out of order.
That was that caller, man. He went there. He went there. He took a lot of. He took everybody there.
You know, Boo Bear used to be like, he said, it don't bother him. It don't bother him.
The brand versus the children of the corn. We're gonna see who's gonna win, right? You know what I'm saying? It's either gonna be that cowhide or it's gonna be that corn. Hey, listen, it's either gonna be Cain or Abel. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Like it's one or the other. You feel me? This weekend.
Either way it go. They gonna know PB was there. Right? They gonna know PB was there. Either way it go, win or lose, they gonna know we was there. And I guarantee you, the Prairie is gonna be something to be reckoned wrong. You gonna give me some ribeyes off of that? Can I get
somebody send me a DM. Go to Chat GPT. Okay, get me a JSU branded cowhide, please. Like I need it. I need that. Okay, I need that in my life. All right. But that said, man. Any last words, everybody, right before we head out?
PB gonna win. That's all I got. I ain't got no more.
2 words.
Non-Trump supporters enjoyed the show.
2 words. Go Panthers.
My last word is that my belief system has always been, even when we was losing back in the day, that one day I believe purple and gold. We done came from the ashes and the phoenix has rose. So all I gotta say is that we're gonna go on down to Jackson. Well, just in case if Alcorn don't pull a trick or two out.
Yeah, it's not even foreseen yet.
It's not even foreseen, but either way, Trayton already booked a hotel in Alabama, Montgomery, and Jackson. So whichever one goes, let me go and cancel this one. So I had to secure my spots at a cheap rate. So,
by the way, I do have a charter bus. I do have a charter bus that I'm getting together. So if anybody is trying to get on charter bus, I know Mr. Proctor said he got about 14 people trying to get on my charter bus. And my bus is gonna be leaving out of Houston. It's stopping in Hempstead. Okay, that's where my bus going. It's going from Houston to Hempstead. Okay, so with that said, UAPB handle your business. Alcorn handle your business. And I see y'all in Prairie View, Texas. So with that said, man, I'm gonna holler at y'all, man. Make sure y'all have y'all psychology in order. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all mental health is good. All right, and make sure y'all rocking the right brand. And that's that PVAMU. All right. With that said, we'll holler at y'all.